Eugene Warriner, Eugene Warriner.
Great. Could you tell us when you were born and where you were born?
10/1/31.
And where were you born?
The town in South Dakota, what it was, Oneida, O-N-I-D-A.
Great. And could you talk about your family at the time?
My family, two sisters, and I was the only boy on a farm. So did a lot of chores and a lot of, didn't have toys and things. We made our own. This time of the year I'd play with grasshoppers. Because I didn't have toys. Or make a plane out of a license plate or something.
So, did you graduate high school?
Yes.
Where?
Oh, it's Blount High School, Blount, South Dakota,
And when did you graduate?
in 1949.
Now, did you enlist or were you drafted?
I was drafted
And when?
in 1952, November 5th,
And where did you receive basic training?
Fort Knox, Kentucky.
So after basic, did you go directly to Korea?
No, I had advanced infantry training of 16 more weeks, I believe is what it was. I got through with that. Oh my gosh, this thing's still going on over there. So I thought, well, maybe I should go OCS. So I took a test and I was eligible to go to Officers Candidate School. So I started in that and got about 3 weeks into it or something like that, maybe not even that long, 2 weeks, and I got pneumonia, and that was the end of that. So that was the end of OCS. So after that, that's when we get moved on. Yeah.
Did you know about Korea at this time?
Oh, I knew about Korea. Yes. Yes.
What did you know?
Well, I knew it was a small country that was probably abused by other countries next door, things like this, yes. Yeah, I was quite a geography guy. So I knew.
You had learned about it in school?
No, they never taught that in school, but I think it's just books reading. Yeah. So, yeah, that's basically it. Well, I was just interested. If I ever got dropped off someplace in the world, I'd know which direction to go to come back home. That's the reason I knew this. What places were. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's great. So when did you go to Korea?
Oh, in July 27th, 1953, I was on a ship outside of Yokohama Bay in Japan.
So right when the armistice was signed?
Yes, right in the bay. That's when it's signed. I was right there. Everybody is elated. So from there I went to, Osaka, maybe. It's a ship place where the ship could go in, and then I was there for probably 3 weeks, and I got another MOS, and I didn't know what that was, military occupation basically. And that MOS was a searchlight operator, which I'd never heard anything like that. So that's what my occupation was then at that time. So I got on this ship, well, after say like 2 weeks, boarded the ship and went into Incheon. And, oh. Sorry about it.
Take your time.
all I seen was a sea of kids. Wow, there's no grown-ups around. Everything's leveled. I guess you could have been one of those kids practically, you know, or mother or one, whatever. But there just wasn't anything left of it, so from there we got on a train, narrow gauge train. We went up to Chungcheong, yeah. And that's where we got off at, and was dispatched out there in trucks and went right up to the 38th parallel. And up there, that's first thing I had been doing is help building a bunker and going down in the valley there and collecting lumber to man, I have been this way before.
It's okay. I'm sorry, I don't have any tissues with me.
Yeah. Well, so I was down there, all the trip wires and stuff like this scattered to the thing, and I said, I'm not doing this. The war's over with. Took me back. And so I'll go building the bunker. We'll put these things in place. We were still building bunkers at that time, and it was always right next to the 38th parallel. So everything still smelled dead flesh. Quite a wake up. So,
Can you tell me why you feel so emotional when you think about Korea?
well, I guess because the kids, they were all good, and I actually, when I wasn't, at the searchlight operator, I got in as a cook, because it's a small platoon up on a hill, about 15, 20 people. And this one guy was going out, and he says, can you handle this? And I like that a lot better. Well, he said, you don't have to work 7 days a week with this, you know, inspections and things. And that. On the searchlight, I was always every day doing things with it. I used my electric razor then, though. I had a generator on my truck to do that. So, Cal, that was, I lost my train of thought there. Building this bunker, we got that thing done, and they sent some other people down there to do that. And I don't even know if that's done. But built a nice bunker there, you know, in the hillside of the hill and things like that. Rocks and everything on top. So deep. So after I got in the bunker there, the Rock Army's right next to us, right down the hill. Yeah. I used to play silly games with them. Some of them weren't nice.
And what unit were you a part of?
92nd Searchlight, 10th Corps, 8th Army. That small outfit, you probably would never hear of it. So, or even read of it. So, I guess they were coming over there doing things and going through our trash and things. I knew they was, you know, looking after them. So some of the guys, you know, I didn't have a part of it, but they do bad things to them, like taking the shells out of the boat, putting in comma wire in there when somebody's going through a trash or something. God, we just don't need these guys in there. So, you know, that wasn't a nice thing. But I mean, it didn't hurt anything. But we all got our butts all chewed out royally for that, the whole bunch of us. Yeah, which they need to be, because I never had it in that's all the kids, but we was away from all that. So.
What did you think when you saw these kids, and how did it make you feel that you were there in Korea and helping them?
Well, I guess the whole thing was is to help them. And when I become a cook, well, then I did make it. I would work like, what was it? Work 4 days and take off 3. And so then I'd make trips just hitchhiking back down in Seoul and things. So I actually ended up in a Korean home. I guess it's probably a rural place. And they fed me. They didn't have nothing. But they give me egg, and so I showed them pictures of my farm. So we had a connection that way. And they were amazed. I'd go over there just to leave a farm. Actually, I was drafted. So, but it's something that, it's really neat. Going into Seoul, had the 4 gates there, east, west, north, and south, and that's about the only thing standing. The rest is all rubble going in there. I thought, wow, this is really something. Cardboard, tin, shacks there, things like that. One of the things I do remember is first winter there. Of course, I was a country boy, and I knew a lot about things, and we got this ice storm. We got about 2 inches of ice over everything on the side of the hill, and I had to go from my bunker over to the mess hall to feed the 18, 19 guys. Nobody could get around except on their hands and knees. So I got some barbed wire and wrapped that around my boots, and that's the way we walked, on barbed wire. So they thought, well, he's pretty smart, huh? Yeah, well, that's the way to do it back home. So, with that first winter, that was really bad. It wasn't cold, but it was just icy. So, and I did a lot of, just traveling around, and so I seen all the pagodas, and that's about that, and that's the religions there, things, and I'm a Christian guy, so that doesn't bother me, and so we just, I hope you don't print all this stuff.
Oh, no. I definitely want to hear about it. So,
Because it's just,
So what were the living conditions like?
The living conditions for me is that after the bunker, if you weren't real, there's a lot of rats around, when you get a big bunch of people, garbage. I thought, wow. So I took my 30-06 here. I got it out on the table, and here this rat, he was underneath all this canvas on the wall there. I thought, I'm going to shoot that sucker. So I put a tracer shot in it. So I shot the little rat behind what made the bulge in the tarp on the wall. The rat squealed and dropped down in there, maybe got away, I don't know. And I blew out the candle on the table. I was doing that. Of course, I plugged my ears before there. Got everybody excited, but it's inside. Don't make your shot outside. But it's just one of the fun things that, it just breaks up monotony. A lot of times you do crazy things, and that might have been a fun thing to do. Didn't hurt nothing.
So what was your duty at the time? What was your purpose for being stationed in Korea? And where were you stationed again?
It's a 92nd Searchlight, 10th Corps.
Do you know what town you were stationed in?
It's up by Chungcheong. That was probably the first town. It's mountainous area. Next to, out ahead of us was all the, it was right on 37th parallel, and Christmas Hill, and I can't remember all those. No.
And you were there for the entire time?
Yes, yeah. Except the times I take off from my cooking activities. Yeah.
And so what was your purpose for being there? What was your main duty?
My main duty was just cooking for the guys, what it ended up to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it ended up to be as that.
Okay, okay.
So I went through all this stuff. Yeah.
So when did you learn that no, before that, did you experience anything that was very difficult or hard for you during your service that you remember?
No, just see ya, kids. Hell with it. Sorry.
No, not at all. Did you ever talk to any of those kids?
We was just on the train going up Chinchon. So, and of course they were all starving. Give them a look or a cookie or something. And basically, yeah. Oh yeah, you have compassion, you know, when you see that, and no parents around, and wow, everything is rubble. The train station there was just a chunk of concrete up in the air when it get on the upper flight, and that's all that existed. And plus all the shacks and things that was around for living out that thing. Yeah, it's very emotional. But not then. Later.
So then you weren't. What were you thinking then when you saw them?
Being a big boy, where you pat somebody else on the shoulder or something like this. Yeah.
Did you write home when you were in Korea?
Oh, I wrote home. Yeah, my parents, sisters, probably at least once a week or more.
What did you say?
I just told them more or less what I was doing. And tell what I was seeing and things like this. And so, yeah, that's basically it. The ice storm, cooking or something. And maybe the guys, you know, like I don't feel like cooking that morning because we'd all had a party the night before. And one thing that's impressive is my uncle had a egg place down in Nebraska, and he shipped eggs, cold storage. And I got one of his cases of eggs over there.
Huh.
Wymore Produce, Wymore, Nebraska. Yeah. And so I'd cook those eggs, but cold storage, like they'd been probably 2 months old when I got them. And so I do a lot of times sticks to the shell and things like that. Everything turns out to usually be scrambled. But that morning it seemed like I had a hangover or something. So I just took eggs. I looked at the guys, oh gosh, they all look half sick. They should still be in bed yet. There's probably 3 or 4 of them. It wasn't a big group, it's just 3 or 4. And I said, I'll just have my egg now. So I just popped it. Went in my mouth, you know. They picked up the trays, they left. So I didn't have to do nothing. Just a funny thing.
What was your favorite dish to cook, or what did you cook most often for them?
What was on the menu of the rations that were brought here, and one day a week we'd get our sea rations. And that was just, cooks didn't have to do anything except warm up stuff. But the things I would cook, and one thing we got was really funny, was we got these gallon cans, steel tin can of strained beans, which is usually like baby food. strained beans. Oh, myself, what in the world am I going to give these guys without the strained beans here? And the whole outfit. I talked to somebody else, oh yeah, they got that too. They threw it out. No, what I did is we'll just make a pumpkin pie out of this. That's what I did. Put a lot of cinnamon in it and sugar, and it turned all kinds of colors. Guys looked at it, they ate every bit of it. That's right. So, but it turned green, purple, and red and everything, colors cooking. But it kind of tasted like pumpkin pie.
It's very innovative of you. Had
Well,
you cooked before? Like, had you cooked often before you?
No. My mom took good care of me, things like that. Or I'd go to a restaurant or something. But I was kind of like a bottomless pit when I was growing up, so I'd eat anything. No, but it's really simple because you get certain food. I think one time our first lieutenant, he complained his steak was tough and things like this, so he got his bayonet there to cut his steak. So I always made sure if he was around, he'd get a tough steak. You don't control it.
Oh.
You know, and the mess hall is my mess hall.
Yeah.
And you don't criticize that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've used my authority then
Yeah.
over commanding officer.
Right.
They never talk back.
So when did they tell you you were going to go back home?
My mother had gotten ill with a gallbladder operation, and I did the Red Cross because they didn't expect her to live. And so through the Red Cross, so then I got back home through their help and flew out of there
When?
in 1954. And let's see, it must have been in June or July, probably. Yeah, and then got out of there on a little Piper Cub because up there in the mountains, short landing strips, and so that's why I got out of the little Piper Cub. And all I'd seen is those trees ahead of us. Oh my God, are we going to get over the top of these trees here or not? You go over the top, but man, I think you get a little updraft. Lift you up over the top. It's just a two-seater plane.
Mm.
The way I got out, so yeah. And that's why I came home, yeah.
1 second.
And my mother recovered, so she lived several years after that.
Could you say that one more time for the camera?
What's that?
That she recovered.
My mother recovered, and she lived, several years after that, 3 or 4, 5 maybe. Maybe more than that, yeah. No, about 4. Yep.
Well, how did it feel to leave Korea, especially in the state that you found it? Did you feel comfortable leaving?
Yes, I did, because it rebuilt very quickly. Because I went down to Eugene there along the coast, one of my little tours, and out of Chungcheong up there, and everything was built pretty nicely. You know, it's not too long of a time, and the streets and there's people in the streets and everything. It's kind of temporarily, and people were going about their work, and some of the Korean guys were carrying briefcases and things like this. Like, wow, this thing is really, yeah, guys are workers. So I did have a Korean chef. They'd be in the cooking thing, cleaning up things there. And as always instructed, aluminum pans, things like this. Getting the grease out was very hard. So, I think it's Pak Yang Suk. I said, you go down there and eat with your friends down below. If you don't get those things clean, just go down there. He got pissed, and things like this. And he came back after a while. Got along okay. But it's just a thing, like keeping people healthy is very important when you're a cook. You don't, had another guy there that he always liked to help in the mess hall, and he had tuberculosis, and so we'd get it in a can, bacon. So they just chop a hole in it and one end, and the other end be opened up. So he just take and blow it out. Oh my God, this guy's got tuberculosis. I said, this ain't gonna happen. So I can't have that. So I did have one of them that was, I couldn't stand that to be in my mess hall and affect everybody. So.
Did you ever cook Korean food?
Yeah.
What did you cook?
Well, it's mostly raw stuff like eggs. Nobody would eat it. Oh, really? It's like that kind of thing. Well, that's really kind of good. You just go ahead and eat that stuff. But living in a place where you got a farm place where you're eating hogs and pigs and chickens, things like this, and they weren't close to water, fish and things, because I know fish is a big thing, for you guys. So there wasn't many fish eaters around or anything like that. Everything they thought had to be really cooked. Raw eggs probably aren't the best thing for you.
So after you got home, when were you discharged from the military?
Oh, it was, I think it's July 27th of 54.
So exactly 2 years? Oh no, well
No.
you arrived in Korea on the 27th.
Well,
so.
No, when the truce was signed, I was on a ship there at the Yokohama Bay, and over in Korea there about, I suppose, one full year.
So have you been back to Korea since?
No.
Why?
Well, I got married. My girl, well, she thinks more about going someplace where I'm a farmer, so it has to be like wintertime or something. Well, Korea's got winters. No, can't go, like that. No, but it would probably, it would be interesting. Don't travel a lot. I've been to Hawaii and places, and some of the close places, in Mexico and places. But yeah, Europe, Asia, no.
So are you aware that Korea is now the 11th largest economy in the world?
I just told that somebody the other day there. I said, Seoul is what?
I have pictures of Korea here. I want you to look at them.
Sure. Oh my. Wow. Fantastic. Unbelievable.
This is Seoul.
Oh, yeah.
What you're looking at.
That is like a lot of people. Oh, yeah, I like, if I go someplace, I would have to be taken care of, like to go here or there or whatever, because I sure as heck wouldn't drive, any place.
How do these pictures that you just saw compare to the Korea that you remember last?
The Korea I remember was a big mountainous place, and the roads, narrow shot up train, a lot of people well, not a lot. It seems like I just had never gotten a bunch of crowds or something. Because they were scattered kind of all over, because I guess I never realized, how, but that shows me that, my goodness, that rebuilding was fantastic there. Now you get further south, I understand, that's where all that would be, south of Seoul, in that area, where it's flatter and more, used to be rice paddies and things, I guess, that kind of thing. And up north, I mean, that's more industrial part, that, where they'd probably do some mining and making things like concrete and things like this. And
How does it make you feel about your service to see Korea this way, at least South Korea?
it's fantastic. It's like a dream. I mean, it's really is something. You really had to do things to get it like this, because you're completely destroyed. Yeah, it makes me feel good serving and being drafted. Had a part, although I really didn't really have a part because the war was over. I didn't shoot anybody or anything like that, because whole thing is, it's just really, I guess I seen more of the people as they were, and no, I don't know, just talk. Everybody's friendly and all that kind of stuff. So.
Are you proud of your service?
Oh yeah, sure, wouldn't miss it.
Would you go again?
Yeah, really. Yeah, I really would. Well, it's just like what's going on right now. Yeah, with this country and all these people cutting heads off and suicidal bombers, things like this. I think it's so crazy.
Thank you very much.
You bet.